guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy and I have an allotment here in Kent. In fact, we have two allotments. Today I'm on our original plot that we got at the beginning of 2020, and I'm going to do a plot tour of this plot, and then our other one I'll do later on in the week, because I think otherwise it's a bit confusing if I do both at the same time. This week in Kent, probably the same as most of the UK, we have had quite a lot of sunshine. It's been about 30 degrees for a few days here in Kent, and then we had some massive thunderstorms with a lot of heavy rain and floods, which isn't good for a lot of things, but it's been great for my allotment. Lots of things have just grown, so I didn't come down for a few days, and some of the squashes and things have just grown really big. So I'm going to give you a tour of this one. Not really sure how, I was going to say how big it is, but I'm not really sure how big this plot is. But on this one we have a greenhouse, so I'll show you what we've got going in the greenhouse as well, because we've started off some more seeds. And on the other plot we have a polytunnel, which has got lots of exciting things growing in it. So make sure that you subscribe to watch that video later on in the week. So just as we come into this plot, this is just flowers we've put in here this year. So we've had a mixture of things. Here we've just got some little sunflowers, and these are supposed to be little ones. The idea was I was going to grow these to cut them, but I didn't really grow loads, so I quite like them just being here. And we've got some gladioli which were from bulbs that have been left in from last year. We did dig up the rest, but we obviously missed a couple, but this one's getting ready to flower. And then I've got these, I think you pronounce it scabious, and these are like a dark purple and covered in ants, like most things on this allotment plot. And then there's some more coming up here. These I started in like a pot, and then I've just separated them out and popped them in here. And then over here I did have some freesia bulbs, which did sort of do something, but not really a lot. And then I put in some cosmos. These were started in trays in the greenhouse and then planted on. I've put one tray in here and one tray I've got at home in my garden. And I just think cosmos, they're just lovely. They grow really big, so they really fill out the space, and they're tall, and you just get some gorgeous flowers. So we've got these two different sort of types of pinks and purples. This bit has sort of now finished. It did have, it's got a couple of sunflowers along the back there, but it also did have some ranunculus in there, which I did get some flowers from them, but not loads. It might have been to do with the weather, because we had quite a lot of dodgy weather earlier in the year, where it was colder than what it usually is, and yeah, it wasn't great. And then I've got this lovely little sunflower. This is supposed to be one of them teddy bear ones, but I don't know if I've labelled them up wrong, or if it starts off like this. Maybe these bits, yeah, maybe this bit then covers, I don't know, but it looks pretty anyway. And then I had some Ami flowers here, which again are now past it, so this will all get taken out soon. And then these are sweet rocket. Oh, and a butterfly just flew off. So these have like little white flowers on. We've got some yarrow that just literally grows everywhere on this allotment plot. Believe it or not, when I was looking at reading different things about herbs and flowers for cutting, people kept mentioning yarrow, so I bought some yarrow seeds. Well, I didn't ever need to plant them, because it just literally just grows everywhere here. Right, then we've got a kind of squash. I think this one might be, it's a tromboncino. As you can see there, oops, sorry, it's starting to grow there, that one. These were put in a bit late, so they took a while to sort of take off. And then we've got a few more squash here. I think these ones are butternut squash, but again they took a little while to sort of find their feet. We did have some carrots in here, and as you can see we've pulled them up, but they were just really woody. They weren't very nice, so we've just pulled them out. And then this was our peas, so these ones are all finished now. They'll come out, and then we've got some new sugar snap peas gone in there. So they're the sugar am ones. If you've watched the videos before, you'll know that we had peas here. We didn't know what they were. Some were sugar snaps and some were normal peas. So we now know that these are just sugar snap peas. These are purple sprouting broccoli, and they're growing quite big now. I just look every so often. I know we've got it netted for caterpillars, and I've just found one. How they still managed to get in, I don't know. Right, got rid of that one. But yeah, I just look under the leaves. Obviously missed the eggs of that one. And if there's any eggs, I remove them. Or any caterpillars, I remove them. And hope that they don't eat the whole lot. So I'm just going to put the net back over. So that's our purple sprouting broccoli. We've got a few calendula growing here. I have already picked some. It's really big, beautiful calendula it was, but I picked them to dry them. So I've got these ones, and then I've got another lot here. And then another netted. We've got loads of this blue netting. These are cabbages. Let's go underneath, shall we? Needs a bit of weeding, I think. But yeah, they're the cabbages. They before we got round to netting them, they were being eaten by something. We thought it was slugs, but we've worked out that it must have been pigeons, because since we're putting the netting over, they've not been eaten. I can't remember what kind of cabbage these ones are, so I can't tell you, I'm afraid. So here we've got some kohlrabi. This one's a nice size. These will come out soon. These are starting to get eaten. The actual kohlrabi aren't, but the leaves are starting to get eaten. So we'll harvest them. And these taste really nice, roasted or added into soup, like vegetable soup. And then we've got some Cavallonero kale. Been eating lots of that, so that's all along here. And this is some, so these are the arches that we put in to grow over some tromboncino squash courgettes, and then some Jack Be Little. But this one seems to have got a mind of its own and is going this way instead of that way. It's not supposed to be coming this way, but it's supposed to be going over there. But there are some exciting things going on in here. Let's see if I can get through here. Oh, no, hang on. Right, there. That is our first Jack Be Little pumpkin. So just wait for that to go orange. And then if I could take you over this side, we've got a few more coming through. So we've got one here and another one here, and I think there are, I just pulled off a flower, I think there are a couple more somewhere I saw, I don't know. Oh, there's a little tiny baby one there. Oh, found a little ladybird. There it goes. Got quite a lot of ladybirds down here, which is good. And then from that side, we go over to the tromboncino. So this, oh, I need to tie this in again. This, what? It has, look, can you see where it's actually clung onto the tree? It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be going over here, but I'll get some more string and tie that in. But that's how tall it is. It's now a lot taller than me, this one. Whoop. So yeah, let's just put that there for now, and I'll get some more string and tie it all the way up. So yeah, so there's some nice tromboncinos. We've taken one off already. Some went a bit rotten, so we've cut them off. Oh, we've got this other branch is coming across here. Oh, it spreads so much. Right, that's good. Yes, we've got some little tromboncinos coming. And then over here, more blue netting. I don't like the blue netting, but we have loads of it. So I think these are more purple sprouting broccoli with the odd Brussels sprout thrown in. So for example, I think that one's a Brussels sprout 'cause it's got different leaves, but we weren't sure which. I think these are Brussels sprouts. We weren't sure which ones were which, so we just stuck them all in here. So lots of purple sprouting broccoli. These ones are a little bit behind the other ones, but yeah, I know there's a hole in it.
Put your camera in.
Put my camera in the hole. Oh. Thanks, Lucy, for the tip. There you go. I forgot what to say now. Yeah, these are a little bit behind the other ones, but they will catch up. So then we come up to this bit. Got this long sort of tunnely bit here. We've got in here some kaleets, which there's nothing on them just yet, but they're growing nice and big. Then this is calabrese, which we've not grown before, and I didn't expect it to be doing this just yet. So I'm not sure if that's right or not, but we'll see. Yeah, so these are all calabrese, and then we've got a couple of Brussels sprouts that were given to us. Which is massive. This one here is just rock hard and massive, but it's getting some little ones on there. Keeping you out. That's why it's there. Go away. It's doing its job, which is good. And then we go on to some beans. So we've got some runner beans coming along here and up here. Let's put you through there. Yeah, that's better. Some cannellini beans, which are now have actually got some sort of beans on there. Going to wait for them to turn sort of. In fact, we can eat them now. Once you can feel the beans, you can eat the beans fresh. But if you want to dry them and store them, then you need to let them turn like a sandy yellowy colour, if that makes sense. But yeah, some of them are good to go. These are the celeriac. Never grown them before, and I'm not really sure what they're supposed to do, but they look like they're doing all right. And then we've got some borlotti beans here. So again, I think I can now feel the beans in them, so they're ready to harvest as well. And I'm looking forward to actually seeing the colour of the beans inside the pods, so I'm going to pick some of them later. These are our raspberries, and I can just spot a raspberry. So we think these ones are more autumn raspberries. Well, yeah, they must be, because we haven't got any raspberries on them yet. So these are autumn raspberries, and they were already on the plot when we got the plot. So we've just guessed really that we think that's what they are. And then we've got some. This is supposed to be runner bean. Well, I say supposed to be, it is runner beans, and there are runner beans on there, and my mum has picked some already. She likes to just eat them raw, so she just picks them and eats them. Eats the whole thing, apart from the ends. And then we've got sweet corn here, and it has got some beans growing up like this. So they're growing up the sweet corn. So it's called the Three Sisters. And then we do have some squash, but the squash haven't really done that well, if I'm honest. We have got, I was very excited to see, a cob beginning to form there. And I have got one squash over here, but it didn't really spread like we thought. I think it's a honey bear squash. So that's probably ready to come off soon. There we go, some runner beans. Yeah, so Mum will just pick them and she'll just eat them like that. Whereas I tend to cook mine. Right, then we've got some tomatoes here. We've got lots more tomatoes on the other plot. But these ones are doing all right. Some of them are just like bush type, so we've left them bushy, but some of them do need their leaves taken off. The leaves are a lot smaller on these ones than they are on our other plot. And what we've done is we dug the pots into the ground, so we put the water in there so the water goes deeper into the ground. And on the pots they did have stickers with what each plant was, but they've come off. I can see one there, so there's a tigerella somewhere. But other than that, that might be a tigerella actually. But yeah, we've got some nice tomatoes growing on there. Just need them to start ripening up. So in the greenhouse, we've got some peppers. Got these peppers here, which were all started off in pots and then grown on. So they're the Dolce Spagna ones. And I think these ones are the same. And then, this is for you, Joe James. These are the razzmatazz at the moment. All in these big pots. I do have some more. They are in the polytunnel on the other plot. But we're starting to get some flowers. I thought they would grow bigger, but they are starting to bush out a bit. And then we've got a couple more peppers there. These are my tumbling toms, so they're starting to get bigger. We started them a lot later than the rest of the tomatoes. And I've got another one there. And then in here we've got some dwarf French beans, but them ones haven't taken, so I'm going to re-sow them. Them ones have. These ones are green French beans, and they're green French beans as well, so they'll need potting out soon. But we've freed up some of these big pots for them to go in. And then what else have we got here? We've got dwarf kale, so curly kale. That's looking nice. This is probably spring onion. Yeah, this is the blood red ones, so they have a red bulb instead of white. Well, I think we've got some different kinds of beetroot there. Some candy floss kale, so that's the bright pink one. Some kohlrabi, purple kohlrabi. We've got some Swedes there. And then we've got some tree spinach and whatever that is, I don't know what that is. Some more spring onion, white Lisbon. Some more, that looks like more beetroot. Yep, Detroit 6 beetroot. And what have we got here? God, it's hot in here. Leeks. More spring onions. We like spring onions. More spring onions. What's that? Is that kale? Red Russian kale. More beetroot. Some more calabrese. Some more onions, like they're little ones. Some cucumbers. They're the cucumbers that we're going to try and keep in the greenhouse so that we have them for longer. This is mint. This is just garden mint, so that all needs planting out. I just need somewhere to put it. I'm not sure where to put it. Some cabbages. Some red leaf basil, which is lovely. And this is some more Cavallonero kale, but it's not done very well. And I don't know if it's because it's up on this high shelf here. It gets a lot of sun. Maybe it's a bit too much because only 2 of them are taken. So I'm going to and that one. I'm going to re-sow some of that, but I'm going to move it down here. Right, let's get out of here. It's hot. Okay, these ones down here are teddy bear sunflowers. These are definitely teddy bear sunflowers, these ones, whereas the ones at the front I'm not sure. So I'm hoping they'll produce some nice teddy bear flowers, and then I want to save the seeds. Then over here we've got this old table that was left on our old plot, our other plot, and we use it for potting things up. This is the more tumbling toms in here, and then some over there as well. I've not grown these before. I don't know if you're still supposed to pull out the little side shoots or not, or if you're supposed to leave them to bush up. I'm not sure. Right, then over here we've got some fennel. Look at this. Look at, it's getting nice and big. And Mum started these off in, some of it has gone to seed there. But you can eat these top bits. It smells lovely. And then you can all wait for these bulbs to fatten up. Mum started this off in trays and then moved it. We weren't sure how well it would do because we read that you shouldn't do that, but we'd already done it. But actually it's done really well. And then here, don't know if you can see that, these are some carrots. Now we haven't had any carrots yet because they've all done rubbish. So these are early Nantes. They're Paris Market Atlas, so they're like little round ones, I think. And then we've got another row of something else there. I don't know what that says. Saint Valerie something. Saint Valerie. And then we've got some little more sunflowers there. And then here are our potatoes. So all the tops are going to be taken off of here, and we're going to see how these have done. Now some of these are the what are they called? They're like Jersey Royals, but we're not allowed to call them Jersey Royals because they're not grown in Jersey. So they're international kidneys, which are them ones there. And then I can't remember what ones these ones are. I'll ask Mum and put it on the screen. But yeah, we're going to start harvesting them soon. And then just up the back here, this was our onion bed. Mum started weeding it, and our garlic bread. Our garlic bread? It wasn't our garlic bread, it was our garlic bed. Our garlic did all right, but our onions, we think now that it was probably the rats. I don't know if rats eat the tops of onions, but one minute we had lovely onions, the next minute all the tops had gone. So something had eaten them, and we've got all this fencing round now, so rabbits shouldn't be getting in. This is Chloe's nature pond. Not sure if there's ever been any nature in it, but we've got this. There's a pond on our other one, so we've got some of these reeds out of there. There is movement in there, so there's something little in there, but no frogs or anything, luckily. And then up the back here we've just got, let me go around here, got a nice big buddleia here that is in the way. So I'm just going to move this, and we're going under here. It wasn't this big the other day. These are our compost bins. So this was the one we had first, and then Mum's built another one. So Mum does quite well with this. She turns it all over, and we put things in from the allotment, and we bring stuff down from home. So like any, I've just noticed there's something that's like a leek or onions or something growing at the back there. Yeah, so any cuttings from the allotment, any big roots and stuff we don't put in there. We tend to just dump up there because it's going to take too long to break down. But any sort of peelings from home, toilet rolls, some bits of cardboard or whatever, we just put in here as well. Then we've got our no dig bed here, which it used to be my favourite bed until we noticed this the other day, and when I've looked, there's a lot like that. So these were looking lovely and we were eating them, but now something else has decided to eat them. Why does it have to eat a bit of all of them? Why can't you eat one? And again, we think it's rats, because you could, the other day you could actually see teeth marks in them, and as I say, rabbits shouldn't be getting in here, so it's either rats or mice, which I'm a bit peed off about, because actually our beetroot was starting to look really good, and now it all looks like that. Ah dear, never mind. Around here we've got strawberries. They've all finished now, but we've got lots of runners that have all been potted into these little pots, which will get moved. The idea is that the whole of this bed will be strawberries, so them little runners will get moved up there. Got my nigella here, looking pretty. And if I go around here, there's another butterfly. Two, go away. This squash I think is a tromboncino, but it's being trained to grow up here. Right, these are spring onions, but look at the size of these. So we've still been eating them like that. Just cut the whole thing up, pop them in. I actually end up cooking some of them. So just take the outer outer bits off. Like that. We've got a little onion. And obviously you can eat the whole thing. So yeah, I've just been cooking with these. Nice, huh? Then we've got, well, I've put some radish seeds in here. but then the cucumbers have grown over the top of them. So these are radish, and then these are cucumbers. So I did harvest these the other day. So, oh, there's one there. So a lot of the big ones, see that?
How sort of stung or something?
No, these are prickly. A lot of these, so this is, we think, Telegraph improved, these ones. And I got quite a few off of here the other day, so there's not many on there now. We've got some little ones coming through. But all the big ones I took off, I think. You know, you never know, you might find another random one in there. Oh look, there's one. Yes, that's a Telegraph improved. And then over the back, there's sort of smaller ones, they're crystal apple ones. So they sort of grow to about that size. There's a load of, I think there's a Spitfire going over there. Where is it? No. This flies over most days. Anyway. Let's get back to this. This one is a Tromboncino, as you can see. Because Mum started off some Tromboncinos and I started off some, so we have quite a few. And then we've just got a few leeks here, which they grew in a tray from last year, and then they just sat in the tray and we were just going to throw them. And then we decided, oh no, let's just stick them in the ground, so we have. But I think I might pick them as baby leeks, because we have some more growing. And just eat them on as baby leeks. Oh look, there's one of the crystal apple cucumbers. So that's the allotment plot tour done. Don't forget to like it and subscribe so that you can see the next allotment tour of our other plot, and click the little bell and then it will tell you when, or notify you when I upload. We're having beetroot and some, say these are spring onions but they're quite big. That's for our lunch, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Right, so that's the allotment tour plot. No. Let's do that again. Allotment tour plots.
That's the plot of the allotment tour.